Hi everybody, it is Sherry with Red Apple Auctions. Thanks for tuning in, where today I'm going to give you a post. It's really more of a reminder than perhaps new information, but it has to do with fires breaking out at your benefit auction. I'm calling it Burn Notice, Keeping Fires in Check at Your Charity Auction. And you know, a couple of weeks ago we sprung into spring, right? And when we do that, when we pass that critical date, we change our clocks and we spring forward 1 hour with our clocks. And at least in the parts of the country where I've lived, there seems to be this link between moving your clocks forward or back an hour and checking the batteries in your smoke alarms. And so this is all tying in for me because of a recent event that happened last week at a benefit auction where a potentially dangerous situation was averted. Now, I have worked a couple of past benefit auctions where centerpieces have started to burn. And thanks to some very sharp guests, they extinguished the flame quickly with water glasses. There was no one hurt. There was no damage outside of the centerpiece getting a little bit fried. But it brings up an important point about candles and so forth at your benefit auction. And last week, I was at a benefit auction, and as the people were on the dance floor, I tend to just walk through the ballroom, and there were programs on the floor that some people had left and some programs on the table. And so I was picking some of those up. And when I picked up one of them from the table, it was so hot, I immediately dropped it because it surprised me. Well, it had been thrown on top of a lit candle, one of those little tea light candles. And here I've taken a picture of it so that you can see what it looks like. For those of you that are listening to the podcast, you're just going to have to imagine a long program that in the upper left-hand corner is fried. It's all brown. It has burned through the first couple of levels of paper here, and it could have been a very dangerous situation, as you can imagine. You know, if this would have been let go for a while, I'm sure at some point here in the next few minutes it actually would have started to burn, as in a open flame. And this was not a trifold, a quadfold, I guess might be what they call these particular folds. And so you can see how it had burned through all 4 levels. Even over here on the far left, you can see that there was some burn marks there. And on the back, there it was. Over here on the front, you can see a little bit of discoloration here in this photograph. So just a reminder, I'm not, we're all adults, and people are going to be people, and you're going to continue to use candles in your benefit auction. But just be aware that they can be a bit of a risk, and that might mean that you want to look at insurance. It might mean that you want to just have people kind of after the event, kind of keeping an eye on things so that this doesn't happen, because this was just very casually, someone had discarded it on the table, hadn't noticed where it had landed, and it just happened to have landed on a tea-lit candle. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't use candles by any means, although they do have those fake candles now, but I don't know that they're as elegant looking. But that's just one of those points to keep in mind to keep your benefit auction safe. Now, if you are looking for other great ideas that perhaps you don't yet know, I would encourage you to get the free gift here. We get great feedback on it. It's called What Sold Like a Gem in 2010. It's 100 items that I sold for overvalue in charity auctions last year. I know that you'll enjoy getting some good ideas for procurement out of it, and it'll start getting those brain cells fired as to what you should be selling in your own benefit auction. I'm Sherry with Red Apple Auctions. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and as always, good luck to you in your own charity auction.